Okay, so welcome to our video from Happy Science Philippines. Today I'm going to talk about this book, Putin's Real Intention on Ukraine Invasion. And this is a spiritual message from the guiding spirits of President Putin. And now we have an issue of the Russian-Ukraine war right now. And according to the latest spiritual message from Yaichuron said, this issue, the Russian-Ukraine war's problem, will invite another problem in Europe, the war in Europe and the war in Asia, such as South Korea, Japan, Australia, Taiwan, and also Philippines. So if you are living in Europe, if you are living in Russia, if you are living in Asia, such as Philippines, Japan, and Australia, South Korea, and Taiwan, please receive this book. And so how we interpret Putin's actions is very important. So if we make a wrong judgment on his intention or on his judgment, we will make a mistake. And if we make a mistake, we will have a misfortunate future. So to prevent the future war, we need to see the God's perspective on Russian-Ukraine war. So how can we God's justice? The one is to, of course, to understand people's opinion. So if you have for example, if you have a problem in past relationship, you have to put yourself in people's shoes. Otherwise, the things, the way you see is different from the way he or she sees. So it's important to have both sides perspective. So it's important to adapt Putin's perspective. And another way, second step is to listen to God's justice. So Master Ryuho Okawa said in the Laws of the Cycle, page 23. It is very hard for humanity to tell the difference. This is because people base their judgment not on the laws of God, but on the man-made laws or the way of thinking that they develop in this world. These man-made laws or ways of thinking are not always correct. So here we understand, the justice we believe is a bit different from the justice the Russia had. So how can we solve this issue? How can we solve this conflict? That's why we need to listen to God's justice. How God see the issue between the West and the Russia, or Ukraine and the Russia. So first we need to understand their perspective. But if we understand them, God has a certain judgment to make the both sides to live happily. So that's why humanities have a faith in God. Why do we have to have a faith in God? Because the supreme God of the earth is always above our ethical values. We have a different civilization and cultures, but there is supreme being who has been guiding all humanity. So the God expects us. God wishes us all the happiness, prosperity, and peace for all humanity. So first, we need to understand each other. But there is always a conflict. If we have a conflict, let's listen to God's justice. Now, the voice of Messiah is now coming down in happy cycles through Master Ryuho Okawa. So I believe in this book, the Putin spiritual message from Putin spiritual messages is a must-read book in Asia and in Europe. And if you read this book, you can see Putin's perspective and also the God's judgment about the Russian-Ukraine war. one of the judgment Master Ryuho Okawa made on this issue is that President Putin is not possessed by the devil. He has a certain justice on protecting its country, his country, and protecting the people in in Ukraine. So in order to prevent the another war in Asia and Europe, please receive this book, Putin's Real Intention on Ukraine Invasion. If you know the God's justice on your heart, you can keep the peace in your mind, and you can see the world as it is. And if you can see the world as it is, you can predict the future. And if you can predict the future, you can also change the future by suggesting the another future that we can create. So the future, the seeds of the future lies in our hands, and we have to make a first step by receiving this book, Putin's Real Intention on Ukraine Invasion. I believe this book is a God's compassion itself for us to have a right views on this issue, and for us to create the future where Russian people, Ukrainian people, people in Asia, people in Europe, and people in all over the country can understand each other and make the world a better place with the Lord, with the suffering God of the earth, Lord El Cantare. So thank you very much for watching, and please ask the nearest branch of Happy Circles. Thank you very much.